Okay. I see we have some people filtering in just now. Just starting. Nobody in the chat yet though, but I'm sure that will come with time. Hello there, oh god. Okay, this is a bit weird, but okay. So yeah, I thought I would try my hand at a little bit of streaming with some Uncharted 4. This version being a little bit special, as this is the debug enabled version. I'm just going to put that out there to start off with, so we can have a little bit of fun with this version of the game. I've also got 1 or 2 mods to show off as well. I am going to mod, yes. I have a few mods pre-made. I'm not going to be modding in real time because that takes some considerable Houdini work, and I'm not really up for that right now. Hello, Colosso. Oh god, this is so strange. So yeah, we're just letting people filter in right now. Just gonna mess around for a little minute, and then we'll get started into some proper stuff. Do Young Sam mod. Well, we kind of did that. If you watch Frico's video, one of his custom level videos that I did for him, well, I recorded for him, we did some Young Sam gameplay. So there is some of that right there. Pretty sure you don't need this. Let me know if the audio levels and everything are okay, because I did a little check beforehand, but I just want to make sure before I get right into it. Yeah, I can just zip right across here, cheat my way to victory. Yeah, the debug stuff really just takes any challenge out of it whatsoever. Thank you, Colosso, I appreciate it. Oh, shit. So the mods I have lined up are, well, they're model swaps. I only have a couple that are, I suppose, ready to go. I think they're mainly Nadine, a playable Nadine mod, which I don't think I ever did a video of on my channel, because well, you'll see what it looks like, but it's just a little bit broken in every way. So I think there's a good few people in here, so we might start soon. I'll get myself in position with the mod. It should be already loaded. Just need to start this chapter. So I only have this mod in a certain part of the game, but it should be an adventure, because I've not even fully tested this. I only did a few bits and pieces. So, yeah, there you go. You can notice the difference immediately. There's Nadine in place of Nate.
See anything yet?
Hello, Renato. So once again, these models completely break, cutscenes completely. Animations are played all out of sync, things like that. But you know, you get used to it.
Just the very top of it. Oh, I wonder what they got tucked away in there.
Yeah. Let me
Sure you don't want to pick up something for the wife?
bump up the game audio a little bit.
Just keep it simple. Right. Simple. It'd be a whole lot simpler if it was just...
So we're gonna have an attempt.
You could be inside.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming tonight. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, but we're gonna have an attempt at playing through this chapter as Nadine and see how things go. I know of 1 or 2 progression blockers that I'm gonna have to skip past, but I want to see how far we can go just playing as Nadine.
Good. Say it. What if he stole the cross for himself? Not in a million years. Victor Sullivan. Same Victor we're talking about, right? Yes, he's double-crossed people in the past, but not us. No, not you. I know you two have never seen eye to eye. Huge understanding. But I trust him, all right? He's family. And, no. I just need you to trust him, too. Fine.
Oh, there's also something I can show you once this cutscene finishes. I found something out a little while ago when it came to doing model swaps that I'd never actually showed off in a video, but it's something that makes certain aspects of it rather fun
Trust.
in regards to costumes. Because as you know, this game has a unfortunately subpar costume selector, and which is part of the reason why I'm even doing this in the first place. But here's Nadine, playable. So all the characters, yeah, praying. All the characters that you can swap into, if they have their own like grunting sound effects and things like that, they will carry over in the model swap. So Nadine has Laura Bailey grunting and doing all sorts of various things. But yeah, there's one thing in the bonus menu. I think I should have some skins unlocked. So if you pay close attention to this, I can actually change Nadine's skin through the costume selector, and it actually works when I've swapped out the model. So it's actually surprisingly versatile, that menu, in ways that I guess Naughty Dog probably never imagined. But we'll swap back to the default outfit.
I can't believe I'm out. Can't believe I'm here.
So almost immediately I'm going to have to skip something here because
Yeah, me either.
there seems to be, I don't know necessarily if it's only with Nadine or just female characters in general, but when it comes to using the grappling hook,
So this isn't your
the game crashes like immediately as soon as you try to use it. So I may have to skip ahead in this part. Male characters works fine, you know, if you're playing as Wraith, you can essentially do everything that Drake would do, but female characters just do not have that functionality, which is kind of a shame. In fact, I might skip ahead before Nadine even picks that up. We'll just go straight to the orchard.
Did you see him?
Look at that, instantaneous.
Should brought guns.
So we'll just try to speedrun this a little bit.
We won't need him. I hope you're right.
Run through.
All those years. It's the little things that you miss.
Oh god. God, why did they use the grappling hook here so much? I just realised I'm going to have to skip ahead again. Because there's another grappling hook sequence. Oh god. Another thing, you can see it's in Nadine's hand right now. This is another side effect of specifically doing model swaps to female characters, and also child characters like Nate and Sam. Objects get stuck in their hands if they're using weapons or the journal or something like that. It will get stuck in their hand and they can't do anything, which looks kind of ugly. It's a bit unfortunate. It is loading, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I have to make sure I don't accidentally crash the game when I'm doing that.
So, your other wonderful finds. The ones I missed.
Oh god.
You at least take any pictures?
I don't know if the journal works or not. Will the journal work? Well, I don't even know if you get the journal at this point in the game, but it might work. Oh god. So how's everybody doing tonight? I'm so busy trying to find stuff to talk about here. I'm completely ignoring all of you. How are you doing? You having fun yet? Because I hope I am.
Okay up there? Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
There's something rather surprisingly nerve-wracking about streaming, as opposed to just doing videos, that I only kind of realised seconds before I hit the start button. Yeah. No, you're fine. That's good. That's good.
If you missed right now. Sure would.
I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad I can be there to provide on this Saturday night when most people are out doing other things. Here I am, modding Uncharted 4. And another... will I be able to climb this? Ooh, I don't know. Will we test it? Will we see? Yeah, well, I think the skin selector... It's just kind of a leftover of how it identifies models. I can't really explain it. It's very strange. Oh, it didn't crash the game. Holy shit. Okay, well, I'm surprised about that. In fact, in this cutscene, you might see one of the reasons that I cut so much from my videos when it comes to cutscenes. Because it might just decide to go to
Nathan?
to Nate.
What?
There is no links to these mods.
Oh, yeah.
They're all done in-house.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see here, it switched back to Nate.
How do I look?
Now, I want to be completely honest.
Let's go.
I still, after months, have no idea why it does this. It seems to only be in cutscenes.
Sully?
It just completely overrides what you're doing.
Partying with a bunch of crooks.
When am I going to do an unused stuff video again? Well, I have a few things in mind. But the biggest thing is a lot of the leftovers are just like either audio files or text, and that's kind of hard to put in a video. That's interesting.
Good to see you.
I found some stuff I want to do. I just haven't found the right way to do it yet.
Yeah, about that. What about
Yeah, so I assume that Drake is going to stay this way for the rest of the cutscene. I don't think Nadine comes back into play, so we might have to skip ahead again past this. Yeah, well, I'll give you an example about the unused stuff. I was searching through the audio files, and I found there was a bunch of audio files for each multiplayer character. Oh god, I'm playing as Nate. A bunch of audio files for each character of them
just through there? Let's go.
in vehicles in multiplayer, because I googled it after I found this, but apparently there was plans to, after the launch of the game, include vehicles in multiplayer that you could drive around, and there's there's bits of dialogue for each character to correspond with that, but of course that never happened. So, how do you fit that into a video? It's kind of difficult. Anything regarding the Amy Hennig version of Uncharted 4? It's hard to say. There's a second part to that unused stuff in regards to an early version of this chapter, in fact, the auction chapter, back when it was referred to as the Gala, that may or may not be a leftover. Yeah, it would be sick. That may or may not be a leftover of Amy Hennig's version. I don't want to go into details because I do hope to do a video on it, but there really isn't anything left over from Amy Hennig's version, because they just completely rebooted the game. I believe Nolan North said there was about 8 months worth of work done, but I don't think any of it really made it into the final game.
Hell, it's locked.
Buenasera!
Can we pick it? No, it's electronic.
We'll have to find another way in.
And then the annoying thing about Uncharted 4, as opposed to, well, specifically The Last of Us on PS3 had a bunch of test maps and like early block mesh levels and things like that they left in the files. They didn't leave anything like that in Uncharted 4, in terms of complete levels.
There's a lot of eyes out.
There's a few bits and pieces that you may or may not see in the eventual Boundary Break episode, but there is one or two things they left in there. Try and steal this card. You can never do it the first time. It's a trick. They jape you.
I'm not even trying yet. Yeah, I can tell.
I think I know which section of the news chapter you're talking about. Oh shit, I fucked it up. Yeah. Oh, damn it, I messed it up because I'm reading chat. I think I've only failed that like maybe once ever. But it gives you some extra dialogue.
What do you say we just run it like the old days, okay? I do the interference, you make the grab, right?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, the early version of this chapter, I won't spoil it for you too much, but it, and this is only by looking through like early script files, but like there are a bunch of different characters instead of the ones in the game currently, and yeah, different ways to go into the event and things like that. Where the hell did Sam go? I'm not even paying attention. Where did he go? Man, they're right about having a hard time paying attention when you're streaming, because I have no idea. Hold on, let me get an overhead view. Or did he get it automatically? Man, I'm completely lost. Where the fuck did he go? I'll tell you what. Let's yeah, this is Yoga Nadine. This is the cheaty. This is the Debug Fly version. For those of you that may have missed it right at the start, I said that this is the debug version of the game, which allows us to do lots of fun things. Oh, there's the fucking guy. Are there any unused versions of existing models and characters? Are there? I can't say off the top of my head. I don't think there's really much like that. It's unfortunately sparse in regards to a lot of levels and things.
Okay. All right. Let's try this again. We'll still need. Good luck.
There are, well, I'm talking in regards to characters mainly. In regards to objects, there are a few like early placeholder objects that are still in the files that I'll probably show off at some point in the future.
Hi, Victor.
Hello, Nadine.
Well, the reason I'm not using the flying cheat is because if I fly past a lot of the sections, there's a good chance it'll just sequence break the game, and then it, you know, it won't even progress properly. So it's easier just to skip checkpoints. Does the map unload when moving far away from main areas of the map? That's a very good question. Usually, yes, but I had the help of a very smart person by the name of Here's Me, who
To blame my parents for that.
got it set up so that it doesn't do that. It keeps it loaded
Can I
in
get you something?
Yeah, Scotch.
all the time, which is how the Boundary Break episode is going to be even possible, is because of that. It keeps it loaded in
Catch on.
100% of the time.
Yes, I did. Sounds like a lady's trying to buy
Is it
you a
possible to
drink.
use ragdoll mode on cutscenes?
Wasn't she on that army for hire
I don't think so.
coastline?
Shoreline.
There's a lot of stuff in this game that like I have trouble
It's putting it mildly.
getting to work.
Fortunately, she
Because
behold the grudge.
even in cutscenes, well, if I try to do the debug fly now,
Stay out of
I mean, you can see how badly it broke the game just by doing that. Now Nathan Drake is half naked. There's a lot of parts in this game that don't work. Do I work for Naughty Dog? No, I don't. I don't, funnily enough. I think I would be fired if I worked for Naughty Dog and I was showing off this stuff. I wouldn't be working on The Last of Us Part 2 anyway. We'll restart that checkpoint. Should hopefully be playing as Nadine. There we go.
Caterers are hanging out.
I'm doing a model swap to play as Nadine on a modified PS4.
Man, enough food down here to feed a small town.
When have they host weddings?
It is so scripted. You truly get to understand how scripted the game is when you start to kind of dissect it. That is why it's so good, yeah. Will you play as Kid Nate in chapters other than 1 and 16? Possibly. Young Nate has a significant issue that I discovered long before I had the debug menus, is that he can only climb objects of a certain height. Thank you, Spider-Man. He can only climb objects of a certain height, so if you have, specifically in, for example, the Scotland chapter, like big high rock faces to climb on, like he can't climb that high. He just can't move at all. Can you play as Chloe? I can't. I've been doing a little bit of investigation, quite recently as well, into trying to get multiplayer characters to work. Some of them I can, some of them I can't. I can't get Chloe to work at all. Hopefully when Lost Legacy is able to be modded, I can hopefully import that over. But we will need to wait and see. Did you find anything regarding the unused reworked chapter where all the new Devon was flooded? Do you know what I'm talking about? I actually don't. I saw some concept art that may be linked into what you're talking about. That was... It was like Nate, Elena, and somebody else on like a dinghy in the middle of New Devon that looked kind of strange.
Fence up there.
Yeah, that is, to be honest, that's the only part of that I've actually seen.
There we go.
I don't know if there's anything more about that to be found out.
This joint.
PUBG or Fortnite? Neither. How about that? Neither. Are you going to play Detroit? Funnily enough, I bought Detroit today. I haven't unwrapped it from its shrink wrap.
Let's see.
I am not yet ready to feel the emotions playing that game.
Son of a girl.
Oh god, it's going to be a fucking journey.
Maybe the vent access is behind these casks.
Yeah. I can play as most models,
Hey,
but there's quite a few.
Victor's chatting up Nadine.
In fact, funny you bring that up about Home Elena. I tried to...
Talk his way out of
DPO is going to destroy that game. You're fucking right. He is going to completely obliterate it. I tried to play as Home Elena in the auction chapter, and there's weird things such as the fact that Elena has trouble when it comes to climbing certain things. It's very strange. Crashes the game at random points. There's a lot of things like that that don't work right. Have I played Doom? Are you talking about the original or the 2016 one? Because the answer to both of those is yes. Not very much though. Not really my kind of game. Well, I mean, I don't know. Can you put multiplayer maps in the single player campaign?
Up we go.
Yeah, kind of.
There.
16. I have played Doom 2016. It was okay. It was okay. I didn't play it very far. No problem. I can put multiplayer maps into the single player, but they have to be kind of loaded in piecemeal, bit by bit. It's kind of a pain a little bit. I cannot mod multiplayer, thankfully. The multiplayer of basically every PS4 game is thankfully kind of off limits from modding because of various limitations. So luckily multiplayer modding is not something that is going to be happening. Certainly not by me anyway, I don't do that. I do have a Nintendo Switch. And I use it when I can. Come on, let me climb up. Come on, Sam. Do you have Doom on Switch? I do. I played Doom on the PS4 first, but I have it on Switch. I very briefly played it. I think it's a good port. I think it's admirable for being on a Switch, but it does have some downsides. I think the frame rate being well, no, it was the resolution. I think a lot of blurry bits was a bit of a downside, but you know. Are there any unused optional conversations in the game? That's hard to say. I would need to fully go through all of the audio files. All of the audio files to find that out. And there's over 60,000 audio files just for speech. That is everything from full conversations to miscellaneous grunts and falling on things. There's a lot. Gave me a headache the first time I tried to go through it, so it's a slow jaunt trying to get through that. Yeah, it is a lot of work. I only got through a little bit. It's kind of mind-numbing. I haven't played the multiplayer of Doom at all. No, I didn't play it.
Maybe we can use that. Find a window.
And yes, for anybody just joining, we are currently doing some modding, or at least playing through some of the game with mods. Specifically Nadine in this sequence. Which is better, Rise the Tomb Raider or Uncharted? I would say Uncharted, obviously. I did play Rise the Tomb Raider. It was okay. I didn't dislike it. It was okay. The audio files are stored. It's actually the same that they use for all Naughty Dog audio files. They're stored in XVAG, and you can get tools to convert it to I think is it either WAV or MP3 or something like that. But I believe it's XVAG that they use.
Sam, you good?
To compress them.
Yeah, well, that's the style these days.
Really? Oh, we're in Rome.
Nah, because we're in Italy. I get it.
Alright, I'm gonna get back.
Sam, you there?
But yeah, you'd be surprised how much a folder full of 60,000 files certainly slows down your computer when you try to open it. All of a sudden. Doesn't like it, funnily enough. Nadine versus Nadine will be funny. That's what I'm working towards. We will get there, I promise you. Have you watched Deadpool 2? No, I haven't even watched the first one. I'm not really much of a movie guy. I don't know why. I've heard good things, though. I must admit, I've heard good things. Come on, Nadine. Get up. There we go. Have you looked into any additional test maps, files, or anything like that in The Last of Us Remastered? Yes, I have. There is there are some left over.
I can't believe you got away with that.
Oh, we did not.
Not as many as the PS3 version, I don't
Taken away
think,
for a month.
which is a bit
What about the
backwards.
books?
But I think they took out some in the remaster. I'm only going to be doing this chapter and possibly
I thought I did.
a later chapter, because I can only do this in sections before it puts me back to being Nathan Drake.
Ex partner.
You know, if there's any unused multiplayer maps or prototype multiplayer maps, I don't believe so.
Like
I've
dead?
looked through all the patches that I can go up to currently, and they seem to just be the normal maps.
Well, be dead, right? Victor Sullivan. How the hell are you?
Right?
How long has it been? 10 years?
Have you played Stake's Daughter? I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest. I haven't heard of that
Here
before.
we are. We're still haggling over dead people's junk.
Really? Aren't you running your parents' business?
My business.
Why am I... Oh yeah,
But yes, that is my day job.
I'll just skip past this cutscene. Where are we at? Oh Jesus Christ, I'm lost now. Hold on, we're not at Sullivan, we're past that. Here we go, this one. Oh, Drake's daughter. Holy shit. I was thinking, what the fuck is Drake's daughter? I have. I did the combat mod. I recorded that for Freako, so I played that initially. I think there's maybe one or two other bits I played as her. She works surprisingly well, to be honest. Who's your favourite Uncharted character? Oh, now you're asking. Oh, now you are asking. Oh. That's a tough one. There's a lot that I like. I don't want to risk being very boring and say Drake. But I might. Do you think Naughty Dog are working on new multiplayer maps from Lost Legacy? I think they've stopped, to be honest. If you look at the patches for both Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, they stopped making patches in November. So it's been a good while since they even put out a patch. So I would say that they're essentially done with at least maps for Uncharted 4 or Lost Legacy. Which is a shame, but I never really played the multiplayer that much anyway. Do you play Kingdom Hearts? I have never touched Kingdom Hearts in my life whatsoever.
Here we go. Now, where the hell are the
They promised to make Lost
creatures?
Legacy maps. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they might turn around and make some, but everything from what I've seen kind of points to that not happening.
Damn it, kid, where the hell you been?
My favourite Uncharted 4 chapter. Ooh. Has to be Madagascar.
Now would be a good time.
Has to be.
Well, I'm gonna need a minute before I can reach the panel.
Also saying that. Ooh. Hold on. There's some inner conflict going on here.
Rafe is here?
I would put it as a toss-up between Madagascar and
Scratch?
Sully, we're stealing, remember?
What if he calls
the city, specifically the escape sequence. I think that is one of my favourite parts.
If we do not get this cross, I am as good as dead.
Yeah. Well, I end up with the highest bid. We're all dead.
Sully, I need you to buy me...
I'm surprised they didn't make any Lost Legacy maps, because they could certainly have made a lot, but
Screw it.
I mean, to be fair, they are going all in on Last of Us Part 2, so you know, the better game we get there, I think, isn't exactly much lost.
Aim for a pound.
Don't worry. We'll be out of there in no time.
My favourite Uncharted 4 fight. Oh.
Okay. Just gotta smash the lock. But
I think I have to roll that into being the sequence in chapter... Oh shit, what chapter is that? 11? No. 12? It's the city escape, when you're jumping from truck to truck, you know, being dragged along. Easily my favourite. Do you think... I do think Nadine is OP. I think Nadine is ridiculously OP. But also kind of fun. How different is the engine from the PS3 Naughty Dog games to the PS4 ones? Surprisingly similar. I mean, I've looked into the files of, you know, Uncharted 4, Last of Us Remastered, all the like all the games in the Nathan Drake collection, and I mean it's all the same engine. And there's a few things they've changed. Obviously, the biggest one with Uncharted 4 is the fact they have real-time cutscenes, which introduces a lot of stuff that wasn't in the older versions.
Gotta be something. Come on.
When The Last of Us Part 2 releases, will you buy... Oh god, I just got fucking marked. Holy shit. That's what I get for not paying attention. I've never seen that before, actually. I've never died there. Last of Us Part 2 releases... I don't know if I'll get the Collector's Edition. I got the Collector's Edition of Uncharted 4, and I don't know whether I regret it or not. That's the one with the statue. And, I mean, it's cool, but, I mean, I don't have that much shelf space. So, things like that take it up rather quickly.
Yes.
There we go, got a crowbar. Come on, Nadine, you've got the muscles. There we go. Turn off the power.
Alright, boys, I'm at the switch. You ready? As I'll ever be.
Are there any leftovers from from The Last of Us inside Uncharted 4? Since a lot of games have leftovers from older titles. From what I can remember, not from The Last of Us. But certainly Uncharted 3. Just in some scripts, and I think there's some like logo files of the Uncharted 3 logo that are in the files. But aside from that, nothing else really that I can remember. My favourite female Uncharted character, it has to be Chloe. It has to be Chloe. I would say Elena, but I would be lying if I said Elena. I could say oh, what the fuck was her name? From Golden Abyss. Was it oh, something Chase? Was it like Marissa Chase or something? One game. It's all she got. It's all she deserved. I don't think that's gonna happen. Chloe is yeah, Chloe, yeah, that is true. And yeah, those Uncharted 3 files are placeholders. Fun fact, actually, if you think back to 2014, when Uncharted 4 was first shown off in the gameplay demo, live, specifically the live version where Nathan Drake jumps up to climb onto something and he falls through the floor. It's a funny moment, but I went back and I watched that, and it showed me something rather interesting. I'm gonna do this just in case it breaks the game. Is that the death noise that Drake makes when he dies after falling outside the map is the exact same one from Uncharted 3. So it just goes to show at that stage how much they were still borrowing from Uncharted 3. Probably just building straight on the top of it. God, what I would give to be able to just even look through the files of that initial demo, because oh my god, there must be so much stuff in that. Not even funny. Oh shit. Why am I doing this legit? Why am I bothering? Why not just kill them all? Why not just do it this way? Much easier.
Shoot at me! I'm lost! Hell!
Nathan, what is going on?
Yeah, the final game was certainly different. Oh shit, there's no collision there.
Black guns?
Who's better, Drake, Nate, or Sam? What? Drake, Nate, or Sam? Well, I would say Nate, but I assume you're talking about Drake at the same time. I do not play Crash Bandicoot, really. I have played it, but I don't really play it. I wonder if they got some lost Amy Henniger stuff in there before they started changing the story around. That is, yeah. Because the most I heard that they actually got gameplay-wise for the Amy Hennig version is just prototypes. Specifically of the Madagascar and Scotland level. Which are the main ones that are left over from Amy Hennig's version.
Climb and get a good vantage point.
Oh fuck. Guns sometimes just don't work when you're swapping models. Nathan Brake. Nathan Brake. Nathan Brake. God, this section is so much easier when you just have a fully automatic assault rifle. Who'd have thought it? But you played on TV with Elena and Nathan. Well, no, yeah. I mean, I have played Crash Bandicoot, but I assumed you were talking about like the actual games, like what's it, the Insane Trilogy or whatever, which I haven't really played.
Okay, everything's fine. No one got a good look at me.
Yeah, I didn't really expect to still have an assault rifle by this sequence, so I'm gonna do myself a favor and dispose of it. I don't know why I even flew over there. Amy Hennig's version, Shoot the Walls. Yeah, I actually bought the book by the guy from Kotaku that kind of did a bit of a deep dive into the Amy Hennig version, and yeah, there's a lot of mechanics like that. Is there an invincibility feature? There is. I have it actually turned on. Invincible player. Very handy. So, are you ready? Are you ready for the showdown of the century? Let's go.
Scusi.
Now there's a sequence that I'm going to have to skip in this very quickly. Yeah, there's nothing behind the door. If you click behind it, there's nothing.
And you're going to give it to
In fact, I'll tell you what. I will. I'll show you it. Yeah, and when the game unloads previous things, it takes a little second to load back up. There we go. So we can just fly up here through the window. Oh shit! How can they make animation transitions so smooth? It's that Naughty Dog magic. It seriously is. Oh, there is. Oh, Nadine is behind here. I never knew that. I was sure there was nothing behind here. Huh. Well, look at that. I never knew that. Fair play, fair play. So, yeah, she's just kind of T-posing behind here. Fair enough. I never knew that. Oh, Jesus. Under the map. There we go.
Scusi.
Kind of surprised she wasn't still T-posing when I opened the door, but, you know.
Well, neither are you. But I'll tell you what. I won't tell anyone if you don't.
Would I have preferred the Amy Hennig version where Sam is evil, or just Neil and Bruce version? I really want to know what Amy Hennig had planned.
Spoken for?
Even though, I mean, you know, you can look up the kind of general outline of the story.
I'm not
I think that having the evil brother would have been kind of interesting. But I'm happy with what we got, you know.
I'm a gentleman.
I would always like to see what other alternative we could have gotten.
You'd what?
So yeah, it just switches back to Drake, so I have to skip ahead, or else it'll crash the game. if I don't
Come
do
on,
that.
Nathan Drake.
Is there anything in the Uncharted 4 files? In fact, hold on, we'll just hover over here for a second. Is there anything in the Uncharted 4 files that involves The Last of Us 2? In one of the updates, there is a file that actually I showed to Frico and he made a tweet about it. That is related to a supposed flooded city. It is a script file that doesn't really contain anything in it, but the name is like T2. It's something like T2 Proto Flooded City Manager or something like that. And I think maybe one or two files that mention Ellie as a character, but nothing really else. I imagine that in The Lost Legacy there is going to be a decent amount. Yeah, Nadine flying in the corner. I do help Frico. All of the Uncharted 4 videos. Well, I've been speaking to Frico. Oh god, that was ever since the kind of the middle of last year. I started speaking to him. But all the Uncharted 4 mod videos that are on his channel were all modded by him, but recorded by me on my PlayStation 4.
Did you know all the artifacts here?
As a collaboration.
They belong in a museum.
I'm really losing my patience.
Yeah, I do know what you mean by that, with Sam closing the gate. I actually looked at that a couple of days ago and thought, I wonder if that is a leftover.
How about we just
But yeah, no, that is right. That just reminded me of that. God damn Nadine stuff!
Or do you want to keep being a smartass?
Well,
Fine, I'll pick stick to smartass.
Smartass has gotten me this far in life. Why quit now?
So for those of you that wanted to see Nadine get beaten up in Uncharted 4, this is probably as close as you're going to get. Oh shit. You'll notice something weird here. Switches back to Nate and then makes you invisible. But if I reload the checkpoint, it does it as Nadine. All this and more are the reasons why it's so hard to make videos for modding Uncharted 4. Because shit like this just, it breaks sometimes. And you have to try to figure out why. And then edit around it stealthily because it won't fucking work. Did you see the awesome concept of Nate and Ray fighting on the ship? I did see that, yes I did. I haven't found anything relating to an alternate fight. But yeah, I was looking through all the concept art a couple of days ago, and I would be curious to see how much of that is either from Amy Hennig's version or simply early versions of Bruce and Neil's one. Come on. There we go.
I got it.
There's also a one-hit kill mode in the debug menu, but I mean that's about as fun as you can imagine. It just kills them in one hit. Nothing too special.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I'll meet you at the driveway. Just head towards the ballroom. All right, see you there.
Shit. So before I kill these guys, I can show you something rather interesting. If I fly over here, I'll go up here. I'll hide from them.
Yeah, got it.
They can't get me up here. A gun. Samuel's pistol, identical to the normal handgun, but named differently for no reason. No idea why. Why does Sully look so different in Uncharted 4? Well, I mean, I guess that's just when they made it look, when they updated the visuals to suit the new hardware, they had to upgrade that wrinkle technology, There we go. Favorite boss fight? Ooh. I'll make a controversial opinion and say that boss fights have never necessarily been Uncharted's strong suit. I think that Rafe is one of the best ones. I am, unlike most people, actually rather fond of Lazarevic's boss fight because it's one of the few that is like has the most gameplay in it. You know, it's not just QTEs like Navarro or Talbot or even Rafe. You know, it's actual. You've got to move around the level and do things. I mean, a Sav in Lost Legacy. Would you even count that as a boss fight? Because he just dies in a cutscene. What happens when you kill people you normally can't kill? Is that even possible? It is possible. It usually soft locks the game. They usually just kind of fall in ragdoll. I've tried killing both Nadine and Rafe, and the body just kind of falls to the floor limp, and the game has no idea what to do after that. Shit's gonna die, dude. There we go. The Talbot fight. God, I could say a lot about Uncharted 3 that I don't like, but yeah. I'll save you the novelization. Jesus. Come on. There we go. Right in the nuts. Ooh, there we go. Have you found any unused room hidden in the Explorer's mansion? Oh, have I? I don't think there's any... There are certainly a lot of rooms. I don't think there's any unused ones. Because again, that is something I had to look for. Teleporting Talbot here's everywhere, nowhere at the same time. Yeah, I really like the detail that they went into in Uncharted 3 to explain all the stuff that Talbot does in the game. Oh wait. That's one of the reasons I have problems with Uncharted 3, is that they just don't explain anything. It's just all meant to be a, ooh, look at that, isn't it shiny? Now you don't want an explanation, just ignore it. There you go.
On my way, Sam.
Go on, Nadine, push. There we go. Shit. Comes to cutscenes, you die instantly. Yeah, I mean, it's always been like that, though, hasn't it? In like every game, cutscene bullets are always a million times more effective than gameplay bullets.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm honestly surprised how much of this has held up, because I've never actually played this far as Nadine in this sequence. So I was sure a lot of these animations would just crash the game, but a lot of them have worked. Shit. Yeah, you certainly did get a lot more in Nate and Sully in Uncharted 3. What? Yeah. Yeah, Uncharted 3. Oh boy. There we go. Nope, need to teleport. Am I the only one whose stream is pixelated? I hope not. Is the stream pixelated? It better not be. Hold up. Okay, just give me a sec. I I'm I'm doing a bit. It's strange that I should hold on. I can do this. Set. I mean, it should be. Oh, damn it. This is just typical, isn't it? It's possibly the signal. It's better now? Is it working? Let me know if it's if you can hear me and if you can see the game. It is better. Okay. Good. That worried me for a second. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know how to fix this if it is broken. Because yeah, it's fine now. Okay, good. Because I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm actually streaming this through 4G. Because my internet at home is atrociously terrible, and I could never stream in a month of Sundays. So I just put a shitload of credit on a 4G SIM card and said, there you go, use that. So maybe it was the network buffering for a second or something like that. Oh, well, as long as it's good now, that's okay. Anyway, what was that saying? When you're outside the ballroom, face the ballroom, left side of the door. Yes, I know. I do know what you're talking about. That's where you can find the grenade in this chapter. Punch him, Nadine. There we go. I'll just kill these guys quickly. There we go. Yeah, it's up here, isn't it? Yeah. And you can find the grenade. I thought. Yeah, here we go. Here's the grenade. Yeah.
Unless you're driving a hearse, you better hurry.
Always a fun one. I love it when they leave weapons in like testing areas and stuff like that. I'll always remember in, was it Fallout 3, one of the DLCs, the Tesla cannon outside the map, the early version of that. Goofy things like that. Oh, shit. Come on. Let's get a machine gun. God damn it. Okay, hold on. God damn it. Because I am Pixel Wars, yeah. Pixel Wars. Hold on. Let me just clear the area here quickly. Oh fuck, no, Nadine's got no hair. Hold on. Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Well, as long as it looks like modern art, I guess that's okay. We'll here for. And let me know if it gets better. Just. Jesus. Me. Needs. What happened is if it's or not. But I missed. Oh, fuck. So bad. Hold on. Process in progress. Give me a second here. It seems okay now? It's better? Oh, I think... Okay. Let me know if you can hear me and everything like that. Much better now. Good. I think it may be to do with the positioning of where I have my my 4G connection. Seems to randomly start and stop. Let's hope it stays okay. I have repositioned my 4G device, so hopefully it is in better way of getting a connection. Guy nearly killed Sam there. Holy shit! There we go. I want to see if I can drop kill a guy from midair. You can, holy hell. See, we can go up here and just kill some of these guys. Any unused weapons left in the files? Yes. There are some. That is just another thing on my list I plan to make a video of. Because, in fact, I'll show you something here. So, if I go to give player weapon, as you can see, there's a lot of combinations of letters and numbers. These are all weapons. Some of them... well, thank you, Fangorm. Some of these work, and you can use them, such as the Samuel's pistol I showed off briefly earlier on. Some of them do not work and will crash the game 100% of the time. Some of them work on some chapters. Some of them work on other chapters. But yes, there are some unused weapons. None of them are really that exciting, to be completely honest, but there are some. Does Uncharted 4 have empty test rooms in the files like The Last of Us? No, unfortunately. That was one of the first things, if not the first thing I looked for. It has nothing like that, unfortunately. Let's make a break for it. But yes, as I was saying before, with the weapons, I do once again on the list plan to do something in regards to like NPC weapons, like Sully's revolver, Rafe's pistol, things like that. Show off dev kits on stream some more. I could do.
Your brother. Skull and crossbones.
I do have some more dev kits, but Uncharted 4 kind of took hold of my channel and ran with it, and I've been struggling to to stay on track ever since. Did I find a way to restore the unused stamina mechanic? I didn't, unfortunately. I certainly tried. I certainly tried. I was hoping that once I got access to the debug menu, I would be able to enable some option, but not present in this version of the debug menu. They essentially had to
Wait a second. Hasn't
just
Rafe
turn
been
it off,
scouring
and
that
that's why
site
there's
for
so many
ages already?
sequences of you just climbing for ages and ages, because there was supposed to be that mechanic, but they had to take it out.
Right?
For fuck. Ugh.
Layout of this place is really unusual.
Hold up.
Here's the
Ah, for
cathedral.
fuck's sakes.
But the graveyard is way over here. Rafe's been focusing on the wrong area. Exactly. Guys, we're going to Scotland.
Is it better? I'm starting to get scared now, because it seems to be on and off, on and off, on and off.
That psycho would like nothing
Oh,
better
for
than you
fuck's
to
sakes.
Plus, he's got Nadine and a whole army to back him up.
Yeah, but he doesn't have this. The biggest pirate treasure of all time is within our grasp.
I thought this was about saving Sam.
It is. Now, come on, it's we need the and save Sam.
How is Elena cool with all this?
Let me know if it comes back up,
Jesus, kid.
and if it's still working.
With all that you two have been through together,
She wouldn't understand this.
you are not giving her enough credit.
I can't take that chance.
Shit. My stream still says low bandwidth, so I'm not sure if it's
Nathan, he's right.
still going. It's back.
Things have changed. Rafe's involved now, and
Not pixelated. Is it?
For your
Much as before. I think I'm kind of at the of how the signal. Jesus. Now stuttering.
something on your mind,
Fuck!
dear?
God damn it.
I realize it couldn't have been easy.
Ugh.
This way,
This thing just will not work.
but it's
I suppose it's as good as I can expect from 4G, but come on.
It took a long time for him to get out of this game.
You see a gun to his head? He chose this. Okay, he's meant for this life.
You really
Par
believe
for the course of 4G. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I was getting good speeds with it, and it's been going. I mean, it went for, I don't know, maybe like an hour, and it was okay. Maybe it's just the time of day. I am getting too old for this shit, that is correct.
Okay. I love you too.
I'm a bit like Sully.
Just told her that the job was going to take a little longer than expected, which is the truth.
Yeah. Right, so the low bandwidth thing's gone away. Let me know if the pixelation improves or anything like that.
Well, I do hear that the weather is particularly fine in Scotland this time.
It's gone? It's working? Is it actually working? Okay, thank fuck, right. Okay.
Oh. Rafe's really going all in.
Let's hope.
Around the cathedrals. That's good.
Maybe drop the stream resolution. Well, I'm doing it at
Graveyard.
oh, fuck! It's doing it again! Fuck!
Sully.
No!
Hey, listen, we're good to go here.
Come on! This
I mean, that's how fast.
I don't have this. What do I ever do?
Just,
Oh man.
just bring me back some
Mein
shine, will
Gott.
you?
That's the plan.
Respects.
This is my home connection cannot in any way or at all.
It's true. Plus, with the
Oh
man
shit.
in his head, it's a good place to hide.
I think it's just it's that bad of a connection. I have to hold my phone in a spot. I need more words. I think I'm words. Right. Okay. So, man. Well, just kind of have to see how
Still
this is.
treasure.
says low bandwidth.
Imagine what you want to do.
Even we teamed up with.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that. I have a new mental amount of 4G data. I've used up 5. Holy fuck! I've used up nearly 5.5 gigs of 4G data. Not in the past hour, but like in regards to like testing this over the last couple of days, it has. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
So is it just like you remember it?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's
Pretty much.
put your printer out the window. Well, I would, but it's tethered to my computer. Because I did tests initially using it wirelessly, and the speeds were not good. They weren't reliable at all, and I couldn't stream off of it. But then I found the wonder that is tethering, and my speeds went through the roof. But apparently they seem to have gone through the floor now, because it is a fucking nightmare. Right, so I think... So anyway, I get sidetracked. I think that is it for that section of Nadine.